being the show in, where is that at? The big show that's put on by Shipshewana. That's it.
Are you talking about Brad?
I was going to say
Beeman?
Chantilly, and that was on the tip of my tongue, so I didn't want to say that.
Don't say that.
I don't want to confuse those two.
Brad will come and punch you in the face.
Yeah, Brad is not going to let me into Grove City Card Fest now.
Ryan will finally appear in our shop. He's not been in our new shop. He's been in our old shop.
Yeah.
And with this shop being closed for like the next 10 days,
he's got nothing better to do.
This would be a perfect time for him to come and see us.
Yeah,
so Ryan Johnson, this is an open invitation. Come and see your buddies.
Yeah.
Check us out. See what we've done with our shop. And then do something completely different.
Then when you're done laughing.
And then when you're done laughing, do your shop the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
Soon with stand-up showcases and updating and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
We are doing upgrades too, but probably not as modern as other shops will be. So
true. So Shipshewana, and I heard really great things about Shipshewana. Everybody seemed very happy. Okay, so we'd mentioned this last time in our content. OSU wasn't announcing the starting quarterback, but they did. So who did they pick?
So evidently, supposedly Ryan Day is the most best actor in the world because he tried to hide that he was picking one quarterback over the other, and it doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess if you're trying to throw the other team off to not know who they're going to be playing against on the game in a few weeks, you can do that. But anyways, they did pick Julian Sayans. He is a very good quarterback. I mean, I say good as good. I'm not saying great because I've not seen greatness. I've not seen greatness out of Lincoln Kienholz either. But neither of them have had the chance to shine on the big stage. So there's a difference between playing in preseason and playing last year, this and that. So whenever you get in there and you're playing the number one ranked team in the nation, what will you show? You're going to have to score a ton of points because I don't know if your defense is going to hold up. So anyways, it'll be a good game in a couple weeks. So I'm actually wearing an OSU hat. So I had it sitting around. So give me a little bucket hat. So
yeah, that's cool.
I might wear my the week of that game. I'll wear my Brutus Buckeye foam hat.
So we wanted to get this last news thing out there because we wanted to be relevant. We wanted to tell you something that we'd heard rumors of that Tops had confirmed yesterday in our meeting. And so we wanted to make you aware of it. We're going to hold a lot of our thoughts about it till maybe next week. But I mean,
and the conspiracies that I've came up with,
and the conspiracies that Bill has came up with surrounding it. But Tops does confirm there will be no 2025 football cards from Tops. No football releases until mid-April. Yes, when they have the license, mid-April 2026. So no 2025 Tops football is going to be released. Now, again, we're going to save most of our comments for next time, but it doesn't take a genius to realize that's a huge void in the NFL market and less products to go around.
I'm pretty sure my conspiracy theory is pretty on it, and I'll let you in on it next week. But it is a thing that, it makes you think, was Tops underwhelmed with the selling of Motif and with the resurgence and stuff they did put out because they did have access to those players and stuff like that. So anyways, that'll be for another day. That'll be next week. But anyways, I have a lot of conspiracies out there. I'm not Jesse Ventura coming up with conspiracies about the government, but it's literally cahoots between Fanatics
and Panini behind the scenes. Yes, that may be, but anyway, everybody can tell this is going to be huge for the football card market.
Absolutely.
Probably not good for you if you're majorly a football collector. But we'll go ahead and jump into the content.
Yes.
And the first subject I probably have more to say. I at least have some information, some facts, so you know where we're coming from. So we're just not throwing information out there. So the first thing is really less of a question, more of a statement. Definitely want to hear Bill's opinion on what I'm about to say. We've talked before about, and we just were talking about card shows.
Yeah.
You step outside, it was almost it ended up in a card show.
Yes.
Well, now it's almost that way with card shops.
Yes.
Card shops, as in physical location. So this is the statement, and I'm going to define this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There are too many card shops.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty simple. Or we could say the card shop market is way too crowded. I mean, we could say it that way. So let's talk about a card shop. Let's define a card shop. Okay. A card shop is four things. Primarily selling sports cards. So I'm not counting if your major position of selling is non-sports or TCG. Okay. So I'm not even counting you. Okay, so you might sell that stuff, but you mostly sell sports cards. You're open 30 hours a week. It's somebody.
Kind of have a set schedule, not just
hey, yes.
We may or may not be there.
Absolutely, and it's one of the owners or the owner's primary job, and it's at an actual location, not like out the side of your house or a garage.
Or a flea market.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark. I'm not trying to insult you.
Actually, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I did not count him.
He's only open Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah,
and
so to keep this relevant to a larger audience and to make sure I'm not bashing anybody, Bill and I both we're gonna keep your name out our mouth.
I'm on Matt.
Yeah, Bill's terrible about this, but I'm going to keep your name out my mouth, mm-hmm. and I'm just going to tell you some facts. So if it's open 30 hours a week, primarily sells sports cards, mm-hmm. and there's an owner whose primary job responsibility is mm-hmm. to own and operate that shop, and it has its own physical separate location, not inside a flea market that's only open a couple days a week, or not like the side of your house. This is where we were at in 2018. Mm-hmm. In 2018, within a 60-mile radius of Columbus, Ohio, there were 4 shops, of which we were one. Just pointing that out.
We counted back then too?
Yeah, we were one of those shops. Yeah, I guess I see your point in a way.
We were 2018. We were inside of a craft mall.
True.
Which was almost like a glorified flea market.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't really control our hours because there were times that we were open that they weren't
mm-hmm.
open.
You did have to go through a primary.
So technically, we were a shop, but not mm-hmm. a established shop, let's say.
Okay. So yeah, if you even want to make that 3, 2018, there were 3.
Yes.
Okay. So that's pre-COVID. Mm-hmm. In a 60-mile radius of Columbus, Ohio, 3 shops. Mm-hmm. Okay. In 2023, after COVID, it's kind of settled back down. Actually, the market wasn't really great in 2022 and 2023, to be fair. It went to 8 shops. Okay. Topps took over Fanatics, and of those 8 shops, 6 were direct with Topps. Just a side note. Mm-hmm. Of the 8 shops, 6 were direct with Topps. Okay. It's now August of 2025.
Okay.
In that same 60-mile radius of Columbus, Ohio, there are 12 shops, 7 of which are direct with Topps. And the only reason that it's bumped from 6 to 7 is we believe the one guy was already established as a breaker.
Yes.
And was able to move in that direction. So I will ask you a question.
I think your numbers were low, though. I think there's more shops than that.
Really?
Just weird.
Yeah, and it could be. Like, this is just me.
Like Brownings. Did you count that? Newark?
Would you say that's within 60 miles? Mm-hmm. And their primary thing is selling sports cards?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, get away from that.
Yeah. So basically, Central Ohio, we'll say 12 shops, 7 of which are direct with Topps. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, in your opinion, just your opinion, has there been enough growth in the hobby to take it from pre-COVID 4 shops to 12 shops in August of 2025?
So in all reality, kind of. Mm-hmm. I'll give it a kind of. Mm-hmm. Because now there's a lot more money running in the hobby.
For sure.
The difficulty you're finding. Oh, one other comment that I was going to make. So there are shops that are newer, and I'll use their name. Mike Aldrich, Father and Son Sports Cards, mm-hmm. one of my good friends. His primary right now is still sports cards, but mm-hmm. it's very much close to Pokemon. He
Mhm.
didn't want it to be Pokemon. It
Mhm.
happens to be that he's getting a good allocation
Mhm.
and he's able to sell it.
Absolutely.
So it's not his fault that it became 40% Pokemon sales compared to being all sports cards. So
Mhm.
some shops have morphed themselves, but just because it's a selling mark. No, the what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Do you think there's been enough growth in the hobby to take it from 4 to triple to 12 shops in a 60-mile radius of Columbus
Okay,
to keep us all
so
eating, I guess?
there's so much money running around in the hobby
Mhm.
that shops, people did so well during COVID and different things, different events in life and stuff like it happened, and people are like, I need to open a shop. Okay, of those 12 shops, they're all making it now or just have recently opened and stuff like that, and they may financially be able to stay open for multiple years, but they hurt other shops. There are established shops that got really hurt by other shops opening up. Some in particular, and I won't go into names, but some were very didn't expect shops to pop up out of nowhere. New shops like just even like Evolution or Evolve
Mhm.
up there in Columbus, Lock City Race,
Mhm.
Hometown Huddle.
Mhm.
There's shops that just popped up out of nowhere
All of those you named within the last 5 years.
within the last 5 years.
Mhm.
They're good. They're shops. They're good
Mhm.
shops. But when you're depending on your shop selling wax, first of all, getting wax, getting an allocation so you can actually make money on it,
Mhm.
selling the wax, and the wax prices have went from it should have been. Rob has a scale from mid to average to craziness, and everything's in the craziest now. Like select footballs,
1,000.
$1,000 a box.
Mhm.
Don't open it. There's no reason. Buy a blaster, be happy with it. Anyways, uh, there is no way that the market can support all those shops because those shops partially are run not on selling the wax, but buying back your singles, buying back your downtowns, buying back your caboose, buying your liquid cards and turning it, or buying your collection or buying collections. There's not a lot of collections out there still to have. So when you base it off of that and you're losing, or your shops are having to pay very, very high to get into, to make money. Um, Not everybody will survive. Now, can people hold on and people keep on doing it, hoping there's going to be another hill or another valley that's going to, another valley that's okay up that next hill? Man, there's the promised land.
Mhm.
I don't think there is another promised land. I think all there is pain. There's going to be a lot of pain in the hobby.
Mhm.
And if you're not making money now, if you're not direct right now, you're not getting direct. You're not getting ultimate direct. And Fanatics has basically told us that they have 600 shops. They don't want more than 600 shops direct
Mhm.
on that top level.
Mhm.
So, anyways, you are going to have a very end with Panini pretty much being put out of it. There's no way to advance
Mhm.
in that area.
Yeah.
I had a conversation last night for an hour and a half with a dealer that has a shop in Huntington, West Virginia. Good guy. Sold wax back in the late 80s and 90s and did well and was doing good and got out of it.
Mhm.
Is trying to get his way back in. He can't. There's no way. There's literally no way for him to get a direct account to get enough stuff that he needs to sell in his shop. So he's being forced to chase down deals here and there, but nobody has, when Rob gets 8 boxes of it, he can't sell him a box wholesale because he only got 8 boxes. So, anyways, it's not everybody's going to eat
Yeah.
in the long run.
I will jump on what you're saying there. Literally in the meeting I was in, now I'm supposed to watch what I say,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't think this is a private thing, but in the tops meeting that I had yesterday, they were like, we don't expect all of you to go out and start multiple locations. We feel like the market is getting kind of full as far as opening new shops.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
is me, and that's, they didn't directly say that. That's me kind of reading into what they said, but they did say this. They said we're definitely way more likely to go to somebody who's hitting all these, flags that they're trying, all these marks that they're grading us on. They're way more likely to look at Mike Aldrich,
Mm-hmm.
Or even Ron in Westville, who's done it for 30 years, or of course your card collector too, maybe even us, who's hitting all these multiple different
Yeah.
things and dancing like a monkey and all these things. And absolutely, I've told you before, like they're more likely to go to me and go start another location than they are to come to somebody who started a location. And if you did start a location, you're going to, at best, enter at the minor league level. So it's like, I see pain. I don't want to see pain because I'm pro entrepreneur and stuff. But as Bill
He's
said,
pro making a living on cards. That's
well,
how he is.
I am pro making a living on cards, but it is. I don't know when in 3 years there's this dip that's coming, because I do believe it's coming. I don't know how 12 card shops in a 60-mile radius of Columbus hang on,
No.
and I hope they can, and maybe it's just pivoting and doing other things.
I hope they all make it.
Well, I do.
No, I actually, to be honest with you, every card shop in Columbus,
Mhm.
I don't have any hard feelings. I actually personally like everybody. Maybe Mike Jenkins, not so. No, I'm kidding.
What?
But anyways,
Why are you picking on him?
no, because someone was talking about him yesterday.
Oh.
He's a good guy though.
Yeah.
Breaker, stuff like that. But anyways, do you need a shop if you got Whatnot?
So
breaking.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe the pivot that some of these shops make is out of the expensive storefront, get qualified as a breaker. Like even if you have a Topps license, then go to Whatnot Live, dance like a monkey on Whatnot or whatever. I mean, it'll.
But Fanatics would prefer you breaking
Fanatics Live, yeah,
Fanatics Live
for sure.
If you have a shop, here's the question I have. Okay, so you have a shop, you got wax in here that you can't sell because the price point is so high.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to have in your shop, but literally the price point's so high. But they want you to be on Fanatics Live. Do they want you to break it on Fanatics Live?
Mm-hmm.
It is from your shop. It's not. We're not selling it to a breaker. The product. Say the product is leaving the shelf, but it's leaving on Fanatics Live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that? Are they against that?
Yeah. I mean, no. I think it's still their money. Absolutely. You're still making them money. I think they're okay with that. I think they're okay if Finest Baseball, which is $4 to $4.25 everywhere still. If Finest Baseball isn't selling in the shop, they're fine that I'm throwing it on Fanatics Live and breaking it by division or team or whatever. And also, I did want to point this out. We're talking about there's too many card shops. I do see a benefit. And, we live in America. And living in America, free competition is kind of how we're here, founded, operating. And I don't love a lot of regulation. So the idea for the customer is competition. It kind of breeds excellence. I mean, really, we can't be crazy high one from the other, because you simply could just drive 20 minutes up the road or 20 minutes down the road and you can find a better deal. So it keeps us all honest.
Now,
the competition
there is a downside to that. Okay. Because it's the person that calls and says, "Hey, I got a downtown for sale. What would you give?" And it's like, I don't know. And I literally had this conversation with somebody not too long ago. And the guy called and said, "Hey, well, what would you pay for this?" And I was like, "I would pay 70 to 75%, which at that point I thought was strong. That was, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. Now I pay like 80%. So he goes, "Well, I got offered more at Card Collector too." Okay, well, why didn't you sell it? He was just he thought that because he could set on his phone and he could just keep on sending out these, call everybody and see who would pay the best. I don't quote prices over phone anymore. That's one of the reasons. You bring me stuff, I'll tell you what I pay for it. I'm not going to, just because you can call me doesn't mean that I'm going to give you prices that you want, because one, I haven't seen it, what it looks like in person, and two, I don't know if I want it or not. So anyways, that's the thing. I mean, it's making those people that are normally would have been like, "Hey, here's some stuff, what would you give me for it?" Now they're sellers. They are trying to they're marketers, "Hey, where can I sell it best?" And that's fine, you can do that, but you're not going to do that with me.
Yeah. So I can think of another negative. So another negative is none of us can get products. Some of these guys that have shops are not direct anywhere. Like they're not direct through a distributor. They're not direct for getting retail. They're not direct. They're just trying to wing it by operating in the secondary market. So what's really appealing to them is to clear shelves at Walmart or Target, or have people who do that bring them stuff. That's the only way they can survive. It's the only way they can eat. So it's a big negative if you're thinking you're going to walk in and get a blaster for $35 or $40,
a
Prism or any desirable product. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be there. Yeah, or Pokemon. It's going to be at a shop. And even if that shop's plan is to break it later, they need product to do that. So it's just, especially, we address this, no 2025 Topps football at all. You're not going to touch a football blaster for less than $60 a piece. There is no way in the coming months. Scores at 55 right now.
Is it really?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yes.
I don't know how you touch a Prism for under 100.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. And again, that's what we'll talk about next week, about how there's no 2025 football.
And just for an added note, you will never, and I'm saying never, see me at Walmart clearing the shelf of any wax. I won't do it. It's not my job. My job is to buy stuff. If people bring stuff to me, I can't control that. I don't send people out or on Thursday be at Walmart 4 hours earlier waiting for the guy to put product on. That's not what we're about.
No.
We are businessmen.
No, you will not see me.
There are hustlers that are out there, and there are shops that base what they're going to have in their break or what they're going to have because somebody's out there hustling or someone's sitting there for 4 hours. That's not what we do. We are businessmen.
Yeah, for sure. You're not going to see me out there either because I'll have funny glasses on and camouflage hoodie. No, I'm kidding.
That is true.
No,
well,
I'm kidding.
I like.
I would never do
I like
that.
when you wear a wig.
I wear wig
and the bustier and the corset one goes a little far.
It does.
But
whatever.
He's got a good hourglass figure. So
whatever to keep the integrity of, But no, no, you would never see us out there doing that. That is not something that we would do. So
now, could we do that? We could.
I guess
if that's what we felt, if we were pushed, if it was pushed to shove, and we could not get a product wholesale or from a distributor or whatever, would we do that to save our shop? I can't say I wouldn't. I mean, I don't hate you guys. I'm not trying to badmouth you or blackball you or whatever, but it is what it is. That's not how a shop should be run.
Yeah, I agree, but I can't blame the guy that doesn't have any direct, for just trying to keep product on his shelf. I mean, and I mean, if the markup's fair,
or if you have to do that for a short time and you're progressing to another level.
Yeah,
I can understand that, but that should not be a business model.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on from that, and we've just got one other small kind of content topic, and so I'll kind of ask Bill this question a little bit. So I'll kind of set it up. There was the National a couple of weeks back.
Yep.
People just came from Shawana, did excellent there. And every YouTube guy, almost every social media guy is like, wow, dealers are just coming out. And even the dealers that did the shows are like, oh, now it's buy week. And they're like trying to go out and they're trying to buy collections. They're trying to buy everything. Just because they're all out buying, do you think this is a great time to be selling cards to a dealer?
Okay, so that's a good question. I would say stuff that has real value, don't sell it. And what I'm basing that on is Jordan autographs, Kobe autographs, LeBron autographs, Steph Curry on, like legit real cards that are worth money. Or short prints, or your PMGs, not your new PMGs that are just kind of, it's out of 100 cards, blah, blah, blah. But when you get your original stuff, there's a big difference between good stuff and what we have now. I buy like right now, there's a big hunt out there. Everybody's buying 90s inserts and stuff like that. So am I. You know what? I still have 90s inserts. You know why? Because I collected 90s inserts. I didn't give them up. I held on to them. So I have them, and the price went up. I'm finding PMGs in my box that are $300 that I literally probably bought for $1. It is what it is. No. Now, Downtown's Kabooms, case hit stuff that they've talked you into the market that its value, drop it like a plague.
Mhm.
There's no way it holds value over the long term. There's a conspiracy. Part of my conspiracy is Fanatics on the way out the door, or not Fanatics, Panini on the way out the door. If they actually would give you the print run on what a Mahomes downtown is,
Mhm.
you will realize it's more plentiful than these '90s inserts that are numbered to 5,000 or 10,000. I'm telling you, it's out there. You don't think we're in a junk wax era? We are. We're just paying a whole crap ton more money.
Mhm.
There's more product out there than it needs to be.
Mhm.
And the bad thing it's hurting is the kid that just has the dream. I need a blaster. I want to hit it downtown.
Mhm.
The dream should be I'm opening a box and I'm hoping to get a rookie that I'm hoping to collect.
Mhm.
Not, I noticed it back in the late '80s, early '90s when I was opening packs, and in my mind I saw value, not the card, and that's a problem. When you don't see the cards, all you see is what you think it's worth. That's not collecting. That's you trying to be business.
Mhm.
You shouldn't mix collecting and business at the same time. I do. It's hard for me because I collect a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
But no, it, if it's something that you do not think will sustain
Mhm.
value in the long run, get rid of
Yeah. So I would, I'll ask the question again, and then I'll kind of answer it. Is now the
it. Did I
right?
answer it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good.
You
I
did.
may not. I
Yeah.
ramble on sometimes and
Yeah.
forget what the question is.
Yeah. I think you did. Is now the right time to sell off, what you've been holding on to? Is now the right time to sell just because all these dealers are now trying to reload their inventory? I would say kinda, and I would agree with Bill that this the hot potato, which is the downtowns, your kabooms, those sort of things,
Uptown.
uptowns, just flip them as quick as you can. If you make money, flip it. There's no holding for future value, in my opinion, on those things. Now, one other thing. If people are paying strong right now on baseball, you're probably safe to clear out some baseball because the season is winding down. And that just makes sense to me. But traditionally, we've been doing this now for about 12, 13 years, had a shop, and I guess a more legitimate shop the last 5 to 7 years. But we've had this shop, and every year you're looking at your June, July, August being the slowest time. You start getting into even late September, but definitely October, November. What do you think it's going to be like this year with limited amount of football and last year's rookie quarterback class and some guys this year that seem decent, and then add into that Cooper Flag and Topps getting the basketball license? You need to wait till October to begin to move some of these things. Now, I do see in the future a downturn, but I think it's a little while away, maybe a couple years away. So that is my advice. I don't know if it's the right time to sell the majority of your stuff. I think I would hold off till October, November.
Yeah. So the one other thing I would say, or two other things, is one, up until this point, Whatnot was not a huge power selling engine. It wasn't everybody and their mother doing a repack and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You would hear it here and there, like somebody be like, "Oh yeah, I bought a repack off somebody. Oh, I hit something good." It's still gambling. It's literally gambling. You are not going to win in the long run. You may spend $50 on something and win a $400 card. If you keep on buying, eventually you will lose. That's how gambling works. The houses don't keep on making money if they don't pay out some, but they know eventually they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, as the stuff that I feel does not have the long term value is the stuff that is going to recycle itself through the Whatnot chain of repackers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
If people would stop getting into these breaks, that market's going to drop. It has to drop. There's no way it continues. So yeah, no. If it's stuff that you don't feel like will have long term actual value, And here's something that, like, I know a lot of people that are moving into vintage, and people are like, "Oh man, vintage. Nobody's going to care about vintage." Well, I guarantee you, I'd much rather have a '68 Mantle in a PSA 6 than I would a Patrick Mahomes downtown. You know why? Because that Mickey Mantle may this year be 1,000, and next year it may be 1,200, but it will constantly go up.
Mm-hmm.
And that Patrick Mahomes downtown has no place to go but that.
Yep, I agree. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. But one last thing.
Oh, we're old heads, by the way.
Yeah, we're old heads.
We're old heads.
Yeah,
but that's all right because we are old and we have heads. So.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, we will wrap this up. But I do believe Don. I'm sorry if I'm missing any other shows.